this brush because it makes such tasty brush marks. This is, by the way, brush from Rosemary, but I can't say the name of it because I can't see it. It's gone. This is one of the brushes I already recommended in some post, but I will probably do the list of those brushes. And I must say, I have brushes from Rosemary, and all what I have consists of recommendations of different artists. One of them, Howard Lyon, another one, Brianna Lee, and the third one, amazing, Jimena Agra. I hope I pronounce her name correctly. I talked to her on Instagram, and it would be such shame if I can't even pronounce her name, but I'm obsessed with her art. She's amazing. And the brushes that she recommended me, they always say, oh, beginners always ask about brushes. Brushes doesn't matter. Mastery is matter. Mastery is most important thing. And I kind of agree with it, but what with those people who are in the middle, and actually brushes matter, especially in oil painting. You can't do all kind of brush marks with the same brush. You obviously can painting using only one brush, but it needs to be particular brush. So I think using this more organic shape brushes actually can help you to loosen up painting and to make it also look more organic, more dynamic, sardinistic in a way. And I talked a lot of time over and over that this is one of my goals. It's something that I really want to achieve. And so this really helps. I think she has really straight line here on the picture. Then like this. Then like this. But it should have been, so yeah, I needed to, maybe I will be able to remove this paint. While I'm painting this background again, I try to add as much variation as I can. And I do it by having some mix on my palette. I should show you. So I have this big pile on my palette and I just add gray or mauve or maybe a bit warmer color or ivory black, just a bit with each time when I need to take more paint on my brush. And that way I can add those variations. Now I will add maybe just a little bit of yellow, and actually it was a lot. But let's see, maybe it will work out. Okay, too much. So I will take just a little bit of mauve, maybe a little bit more, and to saturate this yellow. Let's see. It seems to work. And at the same time, it gives you that wonderful, tasty variation It's like painting pearl. You can say that they white, but they have so much variation that actually they are not. And again, those kind of things might be missed when you shoot video or even photos, and sometimes not everything can be expressed via printing process, even with many inks, as I do. I use 10 different inks. However, when you look at the painting, it's of course visible, and it makes a lot of sense to spend your time on such kind of details. I think we need to adjust the camera setting a bit. Yes. So, let's see. Here I might not add a lot of color, but rather scumble it to just blend our lower part with this glowing effect, because I actually like this glowing effect a lot. But we will see, maybe we will need to adjust it just a little bit. It's always a bit of exploration that you need to do when you paint something the first time. To see what is working and what not. I really like this pink, but at the same time I don't want it to take any attention away from our main subject. Okay, at this point everything draws attention to her face, and I really like it. I think I need to tone down this part just a little bit. Make it just a little bit less bright. And I also know I need to make some corrections to her face. It needs to be just a little bit less height here, and maybe just a little bit wider here. Or maybe it's because I painted hair differently. Anyway, I need to double check those measurements again. I really like how in the last study I did, there's just brush strokes placed in the correct place. It's not super blended. The study I did for hand, and I really like this way of rendering, and I try to incorporate it as much as I can in my practice as well. So what I did, I used this, I would say old velvet knife, and I mixed nickel, titanium yellow, just a little bit of Naples yellow from Old Holland, and geranium red, and just handily applied it with my palette knife. And of course, I haven't recorded it. And it took me probably 5 minutes, but I think it looks much better now. This session I started right away with checking out the proportions of the face and all important angles of the face. And if you watched my previous video, you know that I used very ancient method of checking it. I just use my brush and I put it next to my reference. Then I move my hand, trying not to change the angle, and put it next to my painting surface. And that way I have perfect angle. It's very useful and very simple technique. And I think proportions is very important part of the face, and to make face look like a person that you want to paint. However, sometimes we neglect angles, and you shouldn't. Because, for example, I watched some of the video about caricature, and this really was kind of surprising. Something that I neglected is that one of the main or most important things is angle between brow and nose. That this part instantly makes your subjects look like a person that you wanted to paint. So yeah, this is one of the tricks. If you feel overwhelmed with constantly checking proportions and angles, and you just, oh my god, I just give me only one thing to concentrate, then start with this one, and then maybe in next painting you will be more comfortable and will check other angles as well. And also, don't be too judgmental to use modern technologies. If you can scan your painting or drawing, do it, and then bring in any digital software that has layers, and just put your reference on top of your painting and see where you did mistakes. That way you kind of serve as an eye of outsider, because most of us, especially if it's hobby, we are practicing ourselves at home alone, and we don't have other knowledgeable person who can come and point us to every single one mistake we made. And yeah, it might actually improve your skills, because you starting to kind of get this feeling of knowledge where you need to search for these mistakes. Because especially at the beginning, you know sometimes that something is wrong with your painting, but you have no idea what. And this simple trick of using modern technology can save so much of your nerves and time. This time I started with mix of oleo gel and some earthy transparent pigments and decided to glaze my whole background because now I starting to add final touches, final details, and shape her and design the body in the way I want it to be. And when you have dark background like this one, because some of the paint become a bit lighter, you need to bring it back to the real color, the color it will have when you varnish the painting. So that is one of the reasons. And second one is that if I make any mistakes or if I need to make very soft transition, it will be much easier to do when you have some paint or oil on your canvas already. And everything went quite smoothly this time, but I I don't know, I didn't want to work on the design of this of the knife, and but I really wanted to make it look very cool, like something coming from Elden Ring universe. And I wanted it to look how Black Knife Assassin looks, but I couldn't figure out correct angle, so I made my version of it in a way. And I also wanted to have this crescent symbol. Yeah, and I also, if you noticed, just a little bit blurred top edge of this knife on the right side to emulate, movement and glowing effect. With this very hard part out of the way, not really much I had to do, but I usually leave hands at the very end, and but I'm getting better with it. I'm getting better, and with this type of skin color, I know that if I add a little bit of pink hues on top of it and a little bit of teal-ish, blue-ish tints and place them close to each other, then you will have this very pearl-like effect, very alive and very luxurious feel of skin glowing and transparency of the skin. So yeah, I think this all I can say about this part, but again, if you have any questions, please let me know. And I really try to make this video as short as possible, but it's days of work that you need to put in just a few minutes. But I hope you still watching. And if you want to see my next paintings, please subscribe, or if you want just to support.